What would you say is the thing that we should be thinking about every time we meet someone new, whether it be a stranger or an important meeting?
You have to bring all of you. So the majority of what we communicate with people, if we look at the science, and this is truly science-based, is almost 70% of what you communicate with people is this, your body. And people don't pay attention to it. So when they're sitting in a meeting, something as simple as having very poor posture, so slouching the whole time. Sit up, show them you're there, taking space. So if I take space, so if I was doing this interview with you and I just was kind of sitting like this,
right,
I'm conveying to everybody out there, I'm not sure of myself, I don't feel comfortable, I'm insecure. You're gonna make an assessment of me. But when you take up space, when you open yourself up, it shows I matter, I'm here. And this is, people throw that out. People throw the body out. The other thing is, paralinguistics is powerful. So linguistics are what you sound like when you speak. My tone, my pitch, my voice, even, and especially with women, this is one place where women sometimes, we bring in these really high tones and these my girly voice, I can bring that in.
Everything's a question also. It's
yes.
like
Did I go out last night?
Yeah.
Did I, I had dinner, I went with my friends, I'm every Poumpouras. That sends a message about who we are and who we aren't. That where they actually, some of the research says only 7% of, only 7% accounts to what you actually say. So people will sit and memorize a speech. They will memorize a speech. I have to get this perfect. But that's only 7% of what people actually hear. So it's the two most important things is your body, the tool. Are you bringing it? Is it engaging? Are you connecting with people? Do you even eye contact? Like when you talk to someone, are you really looking at them? Or do you break eye contact a lot? Most of the time we break eye contact when we talk to people, especially when we want to remember something. But when you're really trying to bring it in a scenario, in an interview, you're hiring someone or they're hiring you, bring it, be there. Eye contact also conveys a huge amount of trust and a huge amount of confidence. So one of the things I hear is, I'm uncomfortable with eye contact. It's going to affect you.
right.
Because now, when I read you, that's not a confident person. Do I want to hire this confident person?
So if they look you in the eyes while they're communicating with you or while you're communicating with them, it shows they're more confident.
It conveys strength and trust, confidence in myself. Also, eye contact, again, overwhelmingly, when we look at the data and research, it conveys trust. That's why everyone's like, look me in the eyes and tell me the truth. Look me in the eyes. I can look at you all day long, Lewis, and lie. I'm just as good a liar as you are.
Exactly. It's really hard to look someone straight in the eyes and lie to them, right? You kind of have to look away for a second, right?
Some people may. It depends how good they are.
Wow. Do they train you how to be a great liar? Like, do you have to learn to be a great liar in Secret Service in order to understand when someone's doing it, to see the slightest tells?
No. They don't. I was never taught to be a great liar. I was taught how to read behavior. And even still, I continue to go to training, to assess human. It's all behavior. What are the people showing you? What are the indicators? But the most important thing is when it comes to reading people, and I know you and I talked about this in depth last time, it's not about one thing somebody does. And I see it a lot where, a liar is anyone who always does this or anyone who always does that. It is seeing the person's behavior and then pulling out red flags. So for example, if we go, and actually one of the best ways to detect deception is through verbal. Words actually give people away a bit more.
How many cues would you say that you're looking for? If there's like verbal, body language, the story, their behavior, are there a set of cues that you're like, okay, I look for these 5 things?
No.
And if
Nope.
4 of them are off, then it's
because you may not do those things.
Or I might just be like a nervous person in general.
Yes.
And you're like, why is this person nervous? Well, I'm always nervous or something, right?
So, okay. When I first came in, you spent 10 minutes, 15 minutes chatting with me. Why do you do that?
Well, because I like you. I want to see how you're doing. I want to connect with you. But
But you do that with all your guests.
Yeah, I mean, I did a little more with you.
Okay. But what?
No,
but why?
it's
But what's the reasoning why?
I don't want to just jump right into an interview. I want to build connection. I want to see what you're up to. What's really exciting in your life right now? Is there something off in your life, that we can talk about and go into and really just build a connection?
So when you connect with them, do you not also get their energy?
Yeah, their behavior.
Their behavior, their
Yes.
energy, their movement,
Absolutely.
how they sit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And all that. Do you ever get somebody that's maybe you read them, your impression is this person's a bit more shy. I don't want to have a boring interview.
Yeah, they're off or they need this.
I need to bring it. I need to make it more comfortable.
Absolutely.
Yes. So
I always say the pre-show is the show. The show needs to be powerful, but if you don't bring it in the pre-show and build the connection there, it's like you're really interviewing someone in the pre-show.
Yes.
So that the show can inspire and impact the world.
Yes.
And if I don't create that in the pre-show, or if we're not creating that, it's going to be harder to create it when we get started.
And what you're trying to do is figure out that person's baseline when you first read them. What's their baseline? Oh, right now I've got somebody very timid. They're not going to bring it. This podcast is going to sell. I can't have that.
Yeah.
I want to have people feeling inspired. So you assess people's baseline. Everyone's different. So when you assess a baseline, this is who this person is in this moment. Now, when you start asking them questions, and you're always very courteous to me every time I come on, Evie, is there anything you don't want me to ask you? And every time I say, go ahead.
Yeah, that's
lay it on me. I have no problem. I mean, but then if you ask me questions, then if I don't like it, you'll see a deviation. So Evie, the entire time we were speaking, she's been sitting this way, using her hands. She's expressive, using illustrators. Then if you ask me a question that I don't like, if
you
I
lean
put
back,
well, I could just put my hands away. Nothing more than put my hands away.
And I can notice, there's a shift here.
Wait a minute, right. You're going to say, this whole time Evie's speaking with her hands, she's very illustrative. And now she put her hands away. So what you're looking at is, what did I just do? I asked a question, or I said something or did something. And as a result of that, it caused a shift in behavior. That's a bit of a red flag. Now, what you do next is, why? In your head, why did she do that?
You bank it in your mind.
Yes.
You think about
now,
it.
if you're a good interviewer, and it depends how deep you want to go, you'll ask me questions about it.
About why you shifted.
You won't say to me, Evie, why did you shift? You'll continue to ask me questions about that.
That topic that made you feel there was a shift. Yeah.
There was a shift. Oh, there's something here. Oh, I want to know. Oh, what is she hiding? Oh, what is the story there that I want to know about? So that can do that. For other people, I could just be sitting here the whole time. You ask me a question. I could do something as simple as put my hand over my mouth right before I answer you. Again, everybody doesn't do it, but you could say, why did she just put her hand over her mouth? But the thing is, what did I do? What did I say that caused her to do that? The goal is for you to be not afraid to ask questions. The majority of the population, very fear-based. We don't like confrontation. We don't want to push through or ask. And we let things go instead of being curious. You're curious about people. You're fascinated by people. I am too. I listen to people. I love to hear their story. And when you talk to them, they will tell you what they want to tell you, and they'll leave some stuff out. Can't you tell sometimes the parts that they leave out of themselves?
Yeah.
That they just don't want to share?
Right.
There's like something missing there. The energy shifts, the behavior shifts. It's behavior. I think people say energy because they just don't know how to define it.
Right.
So study a person's baseline, and you can do it within seconds too. So when you're connecting with people, what you also probably don't realize that what you're doing is intuitively, Louis, you're reading people. You're getting the picture.
Absolutely.
You're getting a sense of who they are.
Yeah.
Right? You even said to me actually today, you said, Evie, you seem more relaxed on this one. Last time you came in, I thought you were going to pile drive me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's interesting. And I always know that, and I guess it depends on if you're meeting someone for the first time versus we've met each other before, so the energy or the behavior can be shifted, I guess. But I always try to, and I think I did this with you, when someone walks through the door, I try to open my arms. I think right away I was just like, hey, I open my arms. Yeah. I try to open my arms and really just kind of be, a joyful person, whether it's someone I know or someone I'm just meeting, because I want people to feel like this is a safe space and this is a joyful place and I'm a safe human being. I'm not going to hurt anyone here.
So let me ask you a question.
And I also know I'm much bigger than a lot of people.
Did anybody teach you that, or is that something you normally do on your own?
I've just done it for years. I can't think if someone taught me. I don't remember, but I've just always kind of been this, because I think when I started doing it, probably in my teens or early 20s, I was like, oh, people are much more receptive to this. You know, there's probably a reward for that behavior based on what I was doing. So I was like, oh, let me just always be this way, you know?
So actually, there's a term for that. It's called an open posture, welcoming posture. So it's a wild because you do it intuitively.
Right.
So this is when you want people to not feel intimidated. You want people to connect with you. What you want to do is exactly what you did. So, and supervisors, anybody out there, listen up. If this is you want to connect with people or people are intimidated by you, open posture. So I'm open. My hands are out. My hands are open too. Nothing's in my hands. So and you said I'm safe. I'm not hiding anything. I don't have anything. My hands aren't in my pockets. I don't have anything in my hands. I'm open. I'm safe. And so I'm welcoming you.
Yes.
So that's actually something, that's one of the first things they teach you in the foundation when it came to negotiation and interviewing school. Have an open posture when you speak to people. This is the open posture. Exactly what you do with everybody you meet.
Yeah.
And it's smart that you do that because it's disarming. They feel relaxed. They feel welcome. They feel open. They connect with you. And you're going to have a better interview.
Right. Intuitively. I mean, or just like unconsciously, the person's going to feel safe, whether they're even aware that I'm doing that or not, right? I even try to be conscious. I move my hands a lot on my table and, you know, I cover my chin or I'm thinking, but I always try to go back to having my hands open here, even just in a relaxed position. I don't know if you noticed that, or I'll bring it to the side here so you can see them, or I'll kind of have them here in like a open clasp position as much as possible because I want people to feel, hey, I'm here, you know, I'm open. But then I'll grab my pen or I'll do something, but it's always tries to go back to a relaxed position.
So the hands, again, is the same thing. You keep your hands, and I don't want to say it's not always a sign of deception, but one of the things they did
If you put it underneath,
teach you is
like,
just when you're talking to people and you see the hands disappear, so you see somebody's hands, they sit on their hands, or their hands are under the table. Never great signs. It doesn't mean, again, it's just a red flag. If I have my hands up here, you ask me a question that I don't like, and my hands go down here, you should take note. Why did Evie do that? What did I just do that caused her to do that? But the fact that you keep your hands out, and this is important, when you're communicating with people, again, connection, connection, connection. Why does it matter? And not that you want to be nice to people. It's not about being nice. It is about negotiating. It's about communicating. It's about connecting. When you do all these things, you will be more successful. People will want to work with you. They will want to date you. They will want to be around you. They will want to They will want to be in your vicinity. This makes your life so much better because everyone sits and they memorize strategies and tactics and techniques. You are dealing with people at the end of the day. You master people, you will master everything. It's amazing what a human being can normalize in their life, especially in our woodwork cases of abuse, or especially children. When abuse, you would be amazed as to how a human being can adapt to the most egregious of environments, and that becomes their norm.